One of the great new features that we have in our Swing Toolkit is the ability to create your own custom patterns as well as modify the existing ones. So I want to create a quick video to show you how to change the names of the patterns that come built in. For example, here we see here there's a pattern, this DC 16118, which refers to the 1618 of this XAD retracement. But if you wanted to change that name to something different, for example, perhaps you modified it a bit and you wanted to reflect your new name, I just want to go through that process because it's not exactly maybe that obvious at first. So first, just go into your indicator properties. You can either go to this icon up at the top, you can right click and go to indicators, use the hotkey, or just use this shortcut by just clicking this name right here. So first you want to just go down to your pattern finder. You see here there's the pattern definitions. That brings up the definitions of all the patterns that you have here. So as we saw in our chart, we have this DC 1618. So I'm going to try renaming that to my pattern, whatever. And make note of this market analyzer ID because we're going to need that in a second. So I'm going to hit OK, and now we see that it updated it to my pattern. Now we want to make sure our market analyzer reflects that same name, and you can see down here the 30-minute chart. This is a 30-minute chart here, and it has that pattern that we had before here. So I'm going to right click anywhere in the market analyzer, go to columns, and we need to modify each of these pattern columns. So if you're using this particular template that has multiple time frames outputted at once, you'll need to modify each of these patterns columns. If it's just a single template that has more information outputted and there's only one pattern column, then of course you'll only need to modify that one. But so in this example here, click on here, scroll all the way down to our conditions. We see the 20 conditions set up here. Now remember that ID from earlier, that 6 here, so we care about that one right there. So I'm going to rename this to my pattern there. I'm going to copy that, come down to, so the positive 6 is the bullish version of it, the negative 6 is the bearish version of it. So I come down to 6 down here, rename that as well, hit OK. Now as I mentioned, I just need to repeat that process for each of these. Go to 6, paste that there, go to negative 6, paste that there, hit OK. Go down to each of these patterns. So you just do that 4 times. I'll just hit OK just to show the change there. And now you can see that here is that pattern that we found earlier, and it is now updated with the new name. So you could go through and you could change the names of these to whatever you'd like. If there are more common names out there that you prefer, you can go ahead and change those to that. And this is the process that you go through to do that. Now similarly, you'll go through this process if you create your own custom pattern. You would also need to add, as I showed earlier, you'd have to go through and add, if you add a new pattern and it has a new ID, you would simply need to add a new one of these for that new ID that you just created. Now I'll create a separate video just on how to create custom patterns, because that's much more involved and time consuming. So I just wanted to quickly go over how to just change the name in this video here. If you have any questions, please contact me at daniel@uppdown.com. That's UPPDNN.com. And best success in your trading.